Hello there, my name is Jordan Cameron. What's yours?
Laurent Lavigne.
Nice to meet you, Laurent.
Nice to meet you.
So I see your game McDroid here, so what's it about?
It's about a robotic farmer who crash lands on a planet.
Oh.
It's about
Okay. So what's the gameplay like, for example? Like, what are you up against? I see it looks kind of like a tower defense game.
It starts like tower defense in the early levels, and then it ramps up to become more and more of a third-person shooter. In between, it goes to be a real-time strategy game. So it starts fairly slowly, and as you progress in the level, it becomes more and more hectic. So the gameplay is, how to say, is a multitasker's dream.
Well, that sounds very interesting. So is it coming to Mac, or what platforms is it on?
It's on Linux, it's on Windows, it's on Mac.
Okay, so very nice. So now is it released?
Yes, it's released as a beta, so you can buy the beta. And the end product, the final release will be around 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Okay.
And so it will automatically update your beta version.
Very nice. So what kind of games inspired McDroid? I mean, the graphics cel-shaded, it's very nice, getting bits of Pikmin from the gameplay, but what inspired you?
It's 2 games that I love. One is R-Type, which is for me the most awesome shoot 'em up, because it combines a bit of strategy. It's not only about reflex. You have to think ahead a little bit. And the reason is you have a weapon, to have 2 weapons. And one of them is a charging laser, wavegun. So that's number 1. And the number 2 is Dune 2. Because Dune 2 had some really hectic, rapid thinking situations where some of the unit encourage you to work out a situation in a non-linear way. Pretty powerful stuff.
I see, and I take it that Dune was the inspiration for the Worms?
Yeah, that's right, the Sand World.
Now wait, is there a level where you can ride the Worms?
Not in this one.
Oh, what a pity.
Maybe the next one.
Okay, then you're gonna have to hold out for McDroid 2 then, before Worm riding comes.
We have so many things for McDroid 2, it's crazy. I mean, my sketchbook is full of different new situations and game mechanics which build on what we already have, which is essentially rapid swapping of weapons, right? The core mechanic of McDroid is you swap rapidly your weapon, you take care of your weapons and your turrets, and you go hands-on as much as you can, but you withdraw when it gets a little crazy. And also, and probably the most strategic thing is, enemies will automatically go and seek revenge if you attack them. So if your shuttle is in a dire situation, then you go with your Tesla gun and you just fry them, in a line, and they will go run after you. And you run, and you attract them in a location where you have a lot of powerful weapons, and they will just get taken down.
Neat.
It's a very...
So, now with regard to development, what would you say was your favorite part of developing in McDroid?
Probably finishing.
Oh, finishing, yes.
Actually, the whole process is really exciting, but it's a bit of a... okay, the development process of this game was more discovery, right? I had this image in my head. Now, what do you do with a character that looks like this? The situation with a bot on the head of the robot, right? Which was the initial idea. And so the whole making of the game was about discovering what could be done with that. So the process was a little bit of a uncomfortable birth.
I see.
Because the discovery kept happening until very late. So constantly during the project, there was always that question of, does it suck? Am I the only one to enjoy it? And it's only recently, when we started having really avid fans, that we discovered that some other people like this kind of game. Because it's kind of like, because it was not written on paper, like there was no design document. It was more like, oh, you know what? I really love this game. Let's do this. And some past concept I had, which is like the bliss mechanic, where you can have an area of buff, but it's not only buff, it's an area that makes the land more healthy, and the opposite from the enemy, which get doubled in power as well. You know, that's one of the core mechanics which I had in the past, and the modular weapon, which I had done in, as a prototype of game. So all these things had to be McDroid, but how do you fit all that in a way that's not so complicated that you need so many buttons like an RTS? Because I really wanted to play it on my Xbox. So it's like fitting an RTS mechanic with third-person elements into a gamepad, and so it's cool. It's a cool adventure.
So what would you say was what was the most frustrating part that made you just want to throw the game down?
Well, the fact that I would say the graphics took a while to gel.
Yeah, because cell shading. That I can imagine cell shading.
No, it's not that. Actually, cell shading came up really late in the development.
Yeah. So you have to rely on bright colors to.
Well, no, it's more that it started as one type of game, and then it turned into something else. And the mood of the game was always kind of funny and cartoony, but I first started with a non-cel shading look, which in retrospect seems like the logical choice. But because the game was in such a flux, the graphics, at least the image quality of the graphic kept fluctuating. And so each time there would be a moment where, oh, that's cool, yeah. And then a week later, God, this game looks ugly. And then what happened when you go through this kind of situation of you're convinced you got it, and then you realize you don't have it, then you start questioning your ability to discern with accuracy what is good and what is not good. And so you start questioning yourself.
You're not sure if you're giving it an accurate...
well, you don't have discernment. You're like, I have zero discernment. That sucks, you know?
Yeah, are you looking at it objectively? Yeah.
But objective on the subjective thing, you know, is not very possible. So it relies on something else. And so, yeah, that was fun.
So one of the hardest parts is being honest with yourself about the game, you know?
Yeah, well, the hardest part is what happened after you're honest. Which is like, you get depressed, you like question, what the f*** I put myself in, you know? I'm gonna become a plumber. I tell you what.
Plumber. Wow, plumber.
And I'm not saying that to be mean plumber. I'm tired of computers. I really am. You know, if there's a next game, I'd be drawing on paper. I'd be just playing the result, you know? But finding an awesome team is always the challenge, right? But yeah, no, I'm glad I went through. Because it's like, you know, whatever in life you go through a crisis, you go through it, but you don't dwell on the suffering that goes through the crisis, right? If you don't dwell on that suffering, then the experience becomes just an experience. And so you end up expanding, like, you end up discovering your voice better.
You expand, you become a bigger person, in short. You level up.
It's more like you level up.
You upgrade.
Well, it's not even that you upgrade, it's more like you shed away the non-upgrade, the anti-upgrade. Like it feels like you have all these anti-upgrade on you.
You drop it off and you
get
faster.
rid of them.
You get stronger. Yeah.
Notice them, you're like, oh, that's weird. I have this big veil in front of my eyes and I cannot see things for what they are. And many times during the development was the case. Like, I sent a build to a friend at Ubisoft. And he sent me a 2-page long email as to what sucks about it. You know, French guys, so we don't hold barrel. And you know, there was no mean intent in that, but I knew every single item came from an analytical place that made sense. And so when you manage to get that stuff without growing a thick skin, that's, I think, the important thing. Everybody's saying, well, you know, gamers, they're very sarcastic and cynical, you better have a thick skin. I think actually the opposite. You should have such a thin skin and such a light being that the criticism should go through you, and whatever is relevant should stay and allow you to improve the product. Because very few people are fundamentally mean, right? There are some mean bastards in the world, but 99% of the population is well intended. It's just they have a way to express themselves that come from a place that's not neutral, right? So they don't mean to be, you know.
Yeah, I think that's amazing advice for an indie developer or any sort of artist, really. That when it comes to criticism, don't take it personally. You know, let it improve you.
Almost impossible,
because the art is
so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, that game, you know, it looks it's fun and all that, but the truth is, it's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. Like, I've done many prototypes. I made the graphics of the game pixel art. It was on Amiga 500, 2000. So back in the days, right? I made the graphics for a shoot 'em up, which was like R-Type inspired, but with modular weapon. I was 16. And that's basically what it is, you know. So that stuff never leaves you. Like those kind of creative impulse you have, they don't leave you. If you're desensitizing yourself, you will die and you will not remember you had them. But if you stay somewhat, you know, sensitive and kind of in tune with how you feel about things, it will come back. And at one point you gotta do it. You gotta.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you've been making games for a long time, apparently. So what?
No, not really.
Oh, right. I mean, well, since you were 16.
Yeah, but it's not like making games. It's not a continuous thing. It's more like I did it, then I gave up because the game got bought and the company fell through, and I was like, oh fuck it, you know. I stopped making real money, or take care of studies or whatever. But yeah, I mean, these things come back. It's like a cycle, it seems.
Okay, so what got you back into developing games then?
Well, I had enough of working movies.
Oh, I see. So what films did you work on?
Transformer, or The Matrix 2 and 3, Jumper, MI3, you know, this kind of...
I see, so you did like the special effects?
What I did was not special effects. I was working with the director and the crew to help visualize sequences. So it's like sometimes you have storyboards very precise, like Matrix 2. Matrix 3 had more leeway, so I could design my own mini sequence inside the big battle of Zion. And in other movies, it's like, okay, do a cool battle sequence that involve two robots falling down between buildings in the street, blah, blah. And then it becomes kind of a creative back and forth with the director. Like, really cool job, but I needed to. I felt a strong need to make game. I don't know why.
You wound up making McDroid. I mean, this game looks like this game is pure creative passion, you know. So,
thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah, it shows.
So yeah, coming out in a couple weeks. Mac, PC, Linux. You can get into beta now. Yeah. So what's your Twitter?
McDroid Game.
So twitter.com/McDroid Game.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And you can see it on Greenlight as well.
Yes, vote for this on Greenlight. It looks absolutely amazing. Laurent, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Have a good day.